Hello everyone and welcome back to another Draft Today video here. Drafting Triple Set 6 again, Triple Scars of War. Our first pack here is not terribly impressive. We have a Parallel Realities for our rare, which I don't think this card is particularly good. Target troop you control gets, when this attacks, summon a copy of it, then revert this. It's a little bit soft to removal. It's also not great if the board is stalled. But there's really nothing else particularly exciting in this pack. The most powerful uncommon is probably this Jorgen's Workshop, which says at the start of your turn you get a Dreadling for each different Underworld race among troops you control, but I'm really not a huge fan of the Dreadling archetype in this format. I guess I could pick up the Skittering Cultivator here as the first pick. There's like a flexible card that slots into a lot of different decks in the format, so yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Skittering Cultivator, commits us to the least here. Sapphire has a lot of really good commons, so you're usually able to draft good Sapphire decks. Haha, joke's on me, we're drafting Sapphire again. Never not Sapphire, right? And we're by no means committed to Sapphire by this first pick, so we'll try and get a feel for what else is coming around. And then they passed you a Mystic Naturalist. This is easily the best uncommon in the set, I think, and 10 out of 10. Never passed a Mystic Naturalist in my life, not about to start now. The Monk's a playable card. Chastise is one of my favorite removal spells in the format. Eager Lackey is another good. This pack's just got a lot of good wild cards in it. Galleon Sentinel is playable. Eager Lackey is very good, and Monk is very good. 10 out of 10 picking up the Mystic Naturalist, though. Worth noting in 666, there's a Rose Kitten here. I think Rose Kitten is, like, really good in 666. You can just, like, draft a bunch of them and have, like, 6/2s for 2. Seems pretty insane. See what our next pack brings us here. Gonna be pretty hard pressed not to play Sapphire at this point. We'll just kind of stay flexible on our second shard unless we get another bomb here, but like 10 out of 10 playing this Mystic Naturalist. As the hits keep coming here, we get a Cloudbounder in this pack. 3/3 mobilize flight. So we just go like tooth. This is technically 2. This is a 3-drop because of mobilize. And I'm gonna go 4 into Mystic Naturalist. I'm really not a fan of Dingle in this format. Flame Guard's a fine Ruby card, but as I mentioned in yesterday's draft, when drafting 666, Ruby's probably the weakest just because the power of Ruby in this draft format generally comes from your set 5-pack. Galleon Spearcliff is a plenty playable card. Apprentice Earthcaller is okay as well if you end up with some Valors, but again, Valor's actually probably a little bit harder to do in this format without set 5. We also have Outflank here, which is kind of a reasonable trick, but I definitely think our pickup is Cloudbounder here. As far as this pack goes, another Cloudbounder and a Chastise here. So this is actually kind of a close pick. Taking the Chastise takes the only playable Diamond card out of this pack, which I kind of like sending that message here. But I also just like really love Cloudbounder and don't really want to commit to Diamond just yet as our secondary shard. Although Diamond or Blood are probably our best supporting shards for Sapphire at this point. Yep, we are super happy to be in Sapphire, just like pick 5, consult the Talon, so that means the 4 people that picked from this pack, there's no way they're in Sapphire unless there was also a Mystic Naturalist or 2 in this pack, so 10 out of 10 taking the consult the Talons here. And then there's this pack. We've already got 2 Cloudbounders here, and we're happy to grab this Warp Steel Shardsworn. The power on this varies. I usually want to be in Sapphire or Diamond if I'm playing Warp Steel Shardsworn, because neither of the Blood Gems are particularly good in it. But it's also just like a 2-drop, so it enables our Cloudbounder here, so plenty happy to pick that up. Next up, which Bomb Sapphire card is next? And it's... I guess we'll talk about the other cards in this pack, and, like, maybe I should just, like, pick up this coin, but, like, I feel like this coin could realistically wheel at this point. Like, this is absurd. Just, like, every card in our deck is absurd so far, and we're all the same shard, so... Just excited to continue drafting Sapphire here. Blood's Favor is fine. Turbulence is fine because Sapphire is good in this pack. Explosive Interlude is okay, but probably pretty weak in 666. Yep, just... And then we got a Cerulean Sage. Yep, this is just like filling out our curve nicely. This pack actually has, there's not anything particularly great in here. This Razor Edge Duelist is, like, fine if we end up in Diamond. I don't think it's worth moving into Diamond for, but there aren't any other cards that are particularly exciting in this pack. I might play the Arachnid some of the time, but I think I'd rather pick this Duelist up. It's the only good Diamond card in this pack, and if we end up playing Diamond, I will 10 out of 10 play this with 3 Cloudbounders in my deck. Again, nothing too exciting here. I think I'm actually going to pick up this Rose Kitten, because I mentioned this potentially being really obnoxiously powerful, and, like, maybe we just end up playing, like, Sapphire Wild. That could be kind of neat. Haven't done that before, might be worth trying. We just, like, end up with a bunch of cats, just, like, 5+ Rose Kittens. There's no way we're not playing them. Nothing particularly exciting in this pack. I don't think Apprentice Earthcaller is really worth picking up. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Outflank here, because if we end up in Diamond, I would definitely play that. It's also just subjectively the best card in this pack. Gain Ground's kind of interesting, but again, I just feel like drafting Ruby while we don't have a set 5 pack seems like a mistake. Really don't like Verdict of the Ancient Kings. I'm going to grab this Motor Chariot. I think this card's actually okay if we end up in Ada. For, like, short on playables. If for 3, it gives target troops speed and rage 2 this turn, so it can just, like, make your phantoms larger permanently, so they just, like, hit nice and hard. Nothing particularly exciting in this pack. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Enlarge, I guess, just in case we end up on the Rose Kitten plan. Nothing great in this pack. Grab Furious Smasher, I guess. Kind of the dredges here at the end. We got 8 theoretical playables out of this pack, so... Hate draft the Turbulence. And actually, you know, if we end up in Wild because of the Kittens, we definitely will be bringing in Turbulence. Actually, I'm pretty sure this card is main deckable in this format just because of, like, the quality of Sapphire things. And also, like, we have enough flyers that, like, tagging their one flyer out of the air is probably very good for us. Choices between two different unplayables there. I swear some of these cards like this got printed, like, purely for the fact to make your conscript slightly less good. And look at that. The old 17th pick card that might actually end up in our deck. Mystic Naturalist? Mystic Naturalist? This pack's not great for us. Skyspire Scholar is the one playable card in it. I don't think Deathseeker's worth moving into Blood for. It might be worth rare drafting, however. Need to pay for these drafts somehow. Deathseeker. What are we running here? I think he was like 400 or 500 platinum last I checked. Yeah, he's still worth quite a bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Deathseeker. The objectively best cards in this pack are Skyspire Scholar, Chastise, or Cheap Shot. I don't think Cheap Shot's worth moving into Blood for. Like, we may end up in Blood in this pack, so I'll, like, play this card. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and draft it. Chastise, I think, is worth moving into Diamond. And if I wasn't rare drafting, I think I would take this since I already have, like, the Razor Edge Duelist. But I'm just going to go ahead and grab this Deathseeker. We already have, like, 9 playables here. Like, we've got 2 more packs. If we see an Underworld Officer, we'll just, like, 10 out of 10 play Underworld Officer alongside all of our flying threats. Worth noting, we don't have any actual removal in this deck yet. We've got a strong top end here, but no Shackling Strands have come around or anything like that. And we've passed 2 Chastises, so... And this pack, we got a Decree of Banishing, so kind of sad that we didn't pick up the Chastise, but you know, I've got my $5 to feel good about myself. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Decree of Banishing up. I feel like this is worth moving in the Diamond for, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that and then put this Razor Edge Duelist and this Outflank into the main deck for now. So like, by grabbing that and kind of committing a little bit more, we move into this. If we saw like an Underworld Officer, I might still pivot off of this, but like, Decree of Banishing is just one of the better pieces of removal in the format, just like Void Target Thing. Hi. And perfect. This is the removal that we're talking about wanting. This also, you know, sends the message that you should stay out of my Sapphire because all of the good Sapphire cards are mine. Shackling Strands. Other cards in this pack of note, if you've watched before, you know I love Mosh Pit Gladiator. This pack's actually not that good outside of that. Outflank's kind of playable.
But Sparkle Cap is pretty.
Sparkle Cap is very pretty. You're not wrong. Look at all the shinies on that cap.
I like Sparkle Cap.
Let's grab the Shackling Strands. So we're up to 2 pieces of removal now, which isn't bad. This is often like pseudo removal because it's a trick. It's very cheap since we can mobilize it for 1 cost.
I hope you lose to a Sparkle Cap since you passed on.
Hope you lose it. We've got a 1/4 here, so he's got Sparkle Cap on lock.
Do you like 666 or do you like 665?
I don't know. I don't really have a very educated opinion. And then there was a 4th Cloudbounder, and we were blessed to draft a 4th Cloudbounder. So we're only at 3, 4, 1 and 2 drops right now. So really we need like 2 to 3 more, but like we are setting up to bound all of the clouds with our Coyotal mages. We've got a human mage here as well. And then we'll consult the talents somewhere in the middle. Seems good. Would love 1 to 2 more Skittering Cultivators. Warpsteel Shardsworn, also excellent with the Consult the Talons. Web Scribe would also be reasonable, just like 1s and 2s. The Cerulean Sages are actually really good, because if we diligence these, or mobilize those into the Cloudbounders, we get 5 power in the air. Get another good Shackling Strands here, and again, continue sending the message to the person we're passing to that you should probably not end up in Sapphire.
Hey. Declan.
He does what he wants, Mom. Can you, there, I'll do it. Let some light in here so you can see my face instead of just darkness. What is that? Oh, jeez. That's scary. You can see me now. It's terrifying. Apologies if any children cried when I did that. This deck's shaping up really well. We've got a really solid aggressive top end. We've got some card draw. We fleshed out our removal here at the bottom very well with this last pack. We still have a pack to go. Yep, 10 out of 10. Super happy to grab the Wakuna coins here. The only thing at this point I might take over a non-shard coin is like another 2-drop, but coins are excellent. Always end up with too many playables in this format, it feels like. And in 665 you always end up with, I think 666 is the same. We end up with too many playables, so like upgrading a shard is huge. We're gonna bound the clouds, honey. Jump, jump, jump. Everybody get ready to jump. The awkward thing about Ada is even when we end up with a heavy Sapphire deck like this, she does require a double diamond commitment, so we still need to play at least like 8 diamond sources, but I feel like that's worth the trade-off because most of the Sapphire champions are fairly mediocre. And there's the Skittering Cultivator we were asking very nicely for, so just 10 out of 10 drafting that. Yeah, it looks like Ruby's fairly open, which really doesn't surprise me. And we continue just taking all the playable cards, all the Sapphire playables out of these packs. We definitely would have played the Chastise that we passed for the Deathseeker, but when you draft at least $3 worth of cards, it means you only have to 2-1 to break even, so if you're looking to go infinite, you definitely want to be looking for those types of things. Oh, chat! I saw the Cloudbounder and I was like, 5th Cloudbounder can't pass 5th Cloudbounder, but then there's a Consult the Talons in here, and there's 2 things I've never passed in this draft format, and they are Consult the Talons and Mystic Naturalist. Yeah, we should probably just 10 out of 10 take the Consult the Talons here, but I'm gonna be sad about it. And this is, I'm the last person to take a card out of this pack! This is, we're not even, Sky Spire Scholar, snap that off. Just love this card, stalls the board and helps draw you cards. I'm pretty confident at this point that, like, that pack saw everyone else at the table. The Cloudbounder might wheel. Nah, it's not. That's not. Sky Spire Scholar. We are 10 out of 10 the only person drafting Sapphire in this pod, and it is insane. Honestly, I really don't like the Sapphire champions in this format, but we might end up on Mono Sapphire if pack 3 goes anywhere close to like this. Like, we've got 2 Shackling Strands here. Just, like, always having good resources. I took the Sparkle Cap just for you, babe.
Aww. Why? There were no blue cards?
Yeah, there were no blue cards. I'm gonna grab the Flashpaw Trickster. I doubt we're gonna play it, but most of the cards in this pack are pretty bad. I guess I could cut the Sacrifice Centipede there. I know, right? And we're probably not going to see much at this point that we're just playing. Shadowblade Slicer's a great card to cut. It can kill our Cloudbounders, and it's just another flying threat that blocks them, so they can, like, 2-for-1 our bounties with them. And I love my bounties, my little cloud bounties. They're wonderful.
They died of Lasgar.
There's no Lasgars in this format. It's 666.
I know, but I'm just saying. They died of Lasgar.
Normally, there's Lasgars in the format. Hi, Declan. Astro Minstrel's like kinda playable, but man, everyone else in this draft pod must have like really terrible Blood Wild Diamond decks and just must be fighting for playables. But like this came around too, so like, are the other 7 people in this pod just like all drafting Diamond and Wild cards? I have no idea.
You'll never know.
We'll never know. You're not wrong.
You're stuck.
So this is probably one of the best rares in the set for this deck. There's also a Decree of Banishing in here. There is a Cerulean Sage. So, like, yeah, there's no way I'm not drafting this. This is just going to, like, 10 out of 10 win us a bunch of games. And the Cerulean Sage is probably going to wheel the way this draft has been going. And honestly, if the Cerulean Sage wheels and everything keeps going the way it's going, I'm just going to cut these Diamond cards and just play Mono Sapphire, I think, with the 3-charge draw discard champion.
Play your Consult the Talons without mobilizing.
Why is that?
Because you're going to draft all these cerulean sages.
Things I've never passed in my life. Consult the Talons.
That's too many now.
No, it is not.
You don't need more.
Yes, yes, all of the Consult the Talons.
You need more cerulean sages to get
You're not wrong. We would actually really love another Warp Steel Shard Swarm would actually be insane with these triple Consult. 2 dorks.
the extra guy.
Yep. The Shard Sword's actually marginally worse when we're just playing Mono Sapphire, but definitely still playable because of all the mobilized troops. Sky Spire Scholar is just an excellent pickup. Diamond's Favor is definitely like playable removal, but I think I'm gonna grab the Sky Spire Scholar. No, so no joke. I actually last time I had 3 draw 3s, I played 41 cards in my deck, just like partially for that reason. And like we've got enough threats here at the top end that like realistically decking's probably not realistic. And so, like, if we cut all of these Diamond cards here, we're at 19 playables. And I definitely want 18 resources, so we need 3 more Sapphire playables. I'm going to grab the Chastise here, just in case we end up in Diamond. The Veil Strain Convoy is not a card we're interested in playing at all, and Chastise is probably objectively the best card in the pack, actually. There's probably someone that's got a really sick Diamond Wild Conscript deck going right now. They're going to be excited to get that, but Chastise I could see us realistically playing if we do end up in Diamond. Vigilant Duskwing is excellent. Storm Rider is very good if we end up on Diamond, but honestly, I'm kind of excited to try Mono Sapphire at this point. And this is an equally playable card. We only have 3. We're still only at 4 1s and 2s here. I really love it if we could round this deck out with like 2 to 3 more 1s and 2s here. If we get 3, I would cut this Arachnid in the 3 slot here. What does? Yeah, it does. Big scary Spooda. Who's a scary Spooda? Spooda, Spooda. Alright, come on. More Cultivators, more Shard Swarms, more Cerulean Sages. Sky Spire Scholar, yep. I got ourselves here a 40-card constructed deck. All our 4-ofs and consistency. It's for Sky Spire. We didn't want to play the 4th Consult the Talents because they didn't want to risk, only 40 cards, don't want to deck out. I currently have, this is 9 draw, and this is 8, so that's, casual 17 extra card draw here. NBD. Not a big deal in the slightest. Come on, Skittering Cultivators. Let's get 2 more Skittering Cultivators to round out our playsets for this deck, and we'll be super excited. Hopefully that Cerulean Sage comes back around. I'd really like that at this point. Yeah, honestly, the Tactician's probably, as the Peanut Gallery is right. Not only that, but we could probably put the Dreadling Gem and the Warp Steel Shard Sworn, and then we have Dreadlings off the Skittering Cultivators as well. We just, like, want to consistently jam Cloudbounders on turn 3, and 1-drops allow us to do that. Also, like, there's a lot of people that keep hands in this format that, like, don't do anything till turn 3 or turn 4, so, like, we just, like, play this little idiot on 1, and he can just, like, get in 3 or 4 points of damage before he just gums up the board and trades up. Or chump blocks, one of the two. And we've got more than enough card acceleration.
No, you don't need it. Oh, wait.
I'm not playing this card. This card is not playable, so just...
You don't need it.
I have never passed to consult the talents in my life.
Well, you never passed the naturalist either, but you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, when it was that or the talon.
No, that was a Cloudbounder.
Oh.
That was a Cloudbounder. I would have taken the naturalist over the third consult, because more bombs is good, but... Yep, So for those that are wondering, this deck is unrealistic. Just in case you're wondering, this is not what your drafts will normally look like. And if you'd like to check the previous few Draft Today videos, you will know that this is abnormal.
This is also 666.
This is 666, so we do have infinitely more playsets than we would in 665. That's for sure. I don't think. That's 49 cards. We might still get our Cerulean Sage back. If we get our Cerulean Sage back, I would be pretty excited about that. I'm actually not sure what the cut is if the Sage comes back. It might just be the Tactician. But honestly, we probably want 6 things that cost 1 or 2, so I am unsure. Maybe this Vigilant Duskwing isn't good enough. Nothing in here is particularly exciting. I'm just going to cut this Mosh Pit Gladiator because it's kind of obnoxious to play against. Yeah, it looks like the Sage isn't coming back around, so that's fine. We've got our 22 playables here. It's gonna be good to go. Actually, honestly, I'm probably going to add the Iraq. Actually, I'm probably gonna add this Flashpaw Trickster back in just like as another kind of bigger threat. Nah, the 2/4 is a little bit better, I think, at playing defense. Huh? Am I drafting the Shriek? Yeah, 10 out of 10. And I think we want to play 18 charge with 41 cards. We're literally just gonna play this as a 2/1 for 2, I think. Just to, like, have more Cloudbounder fodder. Grab Friar Tusk here. Grab the Awaken Herald here. Another Rakuten. Yep. I don't actually hate this card. There's gonna be matchups where I probably board this in this deck just because it'll help him up the ground for us.
That's neat. I want this.
Okay, well, that's the deck. Yep, and then our resource base is pretty complicated here. We're going to go ahead and just click on the Sapphire Shard 18 times. What are all the Sapphire... I actually haven't looked at all the Sapphire Champions for a while. Yeah, Nineveh's not very good. She summons an Arcane Banner for 9 charges, so we got plenty of card draw on our deck. Malzok... Mazalkov, whatever this champion is. Mazalkov, yeah.
Added like 6 letters.
Yeah, okay. Peanut Gallery silence. All right, so I think this is actually the champion we want because we just don't need more card draw in this deck. Yeah, I'm just gonna do Malzok here, and then we're gonna grab the Warp Steel Shard Sworn and put the Dreadling Gems. Oh, we could do a Shardless champion, couldn't we? I forgot those exist. I guess, Theraz technically isn't. Is this better? This might be better, right?
Underworld troops do you have?
I mean, it's not even just about the underworld troops.
I mean, you don't have to have underworld troops.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's neutral. 4, 8, 9. We only have.
I mean, it still does something without it.
Yeah, honestly, I think Theraz might be the champion. Just like it makes our Cloudbounders push through their Cloudbounders. We have some random Dreadling draws that could be kind of crazy. The high starting life total is really what I'm interested in this champion, because our deck is just going to draw more cards than everyone else in this format. So, yeah, good. You are so helpful. You should be in the draft todays more often. Maybe our decks would be better. Maybe our records would be better. We're going to close out the draft today with Jacob Hoagland here. As always, I am Jeff Hoagland. Thank you for hanging out, folks. Remember, there's a few different ways you can support the content if you're enjoying it. The first is like the video and share it and subscribe here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter and Twitch. If you like the content extra, you can make sure you subscribe on Twitch for $4.99 a month or support me on Patreon for varying amounts, whatever fits your budget. I appreciate all of that. You can also support the stream by supporting our sponsor, hexprimal.com, with the code Jeff5. Aren't these kids nice? The whole family draft today. Yep. All right.
Bye-bye.
I'll be back again tomorrow for another draft today. Peace. Thank you, Declan.